This is the beginning of a new day.
This is the beginning of a new day.
God has given me this day to use as I will.
I can waste it.
I can waste it.
I can waste it or use it for good.
What I do today is important.
What I do today is important.
As I am exchanging the day of my life for it.
When tomorrow comes,
this day will be gone. Forever.
This day will be gone forever.
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 Leaving something in its place. I have traded for it.
I want it to be gain, not loss.
Good.
Good.
Good, not evil.
success.
Success, not failure.
In order that I shall not forget.
In order that I shall not forget the price
I paid for it.
Everybody get ready. Ooh. Everybody get ready. Ooh. Everybody get ready. Ooh. Everybody get ready. Ooh. Everybody get ready for Steve. Everybody get ready for DC. Everybody get ready for Steve. Everybody get ready for DC. Everybody get ready for Steve and 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 DC.
T-minus 15, stand by for terminal count. 10, 9, 8.
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the Steve and DC Morning Show, starring Steve and DC, Don Hartley with news, James Spann, the weatherman, Audio Bob, and Diesel, the show pitbull mascot and head of security. Now, Steve and DC.
I have been taking Ozempic, and I do believe I am now a couple of months pregnant.
Well, there's a story this morning
I'm pretty certain
that can happen. That on some of these weight loss medications, well, they don't make you pregnant, but people end up getting pregnant.
I think it's happened to me, and it's my own fault.
Yeah, well, it is.
Because I didn't protect myself, and...
Are you showing?
I'm starting to.
So I started taking Ozempic because I was showing.
I'll get the first ultrasound here soon and let you know.
Real quick, happy birthday today to 55-year-old musician Buckethead.
Buckethead?
He's a guitar player who is known for wearing a KFC bucket on his head.
What?
He goes by the name of a Buckethead.
I'm not familiar with his music.
No, me either, but I have a feeling I'd like this guy. I mean, if he wears a bucket on his head from KFC, he's got to be a good dude.
Is he a country and western singer?
I don't believe he is country and western. I'm not sure what he is. I think he's rock and roll.
Buckethead.
Y'all can YouTube him and see what you find.
This is the Steve and DC Show.
Don Hartley, and a good morning to you and yours. How are you?
Good morning.
It's nice to be back after being in my sick bed yesterday with a little sinus infection, but I got it under control, I think.
And we didn't know whether we need to do final rites or what.
Well, we're close, but we're not there yet. Just close, not there yet. So Hillcrest and ACA, you just mentioned, going for the championship, man.
Their individual state championships.
Wow.
ACA and the Hillcrest Patriots, both Patriots. That's really ironic.
Oh, yeah.
Both are Patriots. Hillcrest 6A powerhouse and has been for quite a while. They've won, I think, they're going for their fourth state championship or something
good.
like
I hope
that.
they both bring one home.
Yeah, we were at Baumhauer's on Saturday, and the entire Hillcrest team came in after their win, and they were celebrating their victory and going to the championship.
It was so nice of you to pick up their tab. I just thought that was outstanding.
Yeah,
I heard I did hear right.
I guess, was that what I picked up?
Yeah. Did you think Baumhauer's wings had gone up a little bit? No, you paid the Hillcrest baseball team's tabs.
Right, yeah. You believe that? I got some swampland to sell you.
That might be fake news. We were just talking about the Mercedes-Benz union vote. It's taking place each day this week. When should we have a verdict on that vote and how it goes, Don?
Well, we're halfway through the balloting right now. Today, we'll know. It ends Friday. We'll know late Friday the outcome once they count all the ballots. It's a secret ballot. So unlike what the union had wanted it to be an open ballot so they could see who voted which way.
Oh, yeah. So if you vote no and it was an open ballot and it passed, then the union would know who you were.
Yeah, the legislature passed a law said, but it doesn't go into effect until January 1st, that from January 1st on, all ballots for a union vote have to be secret.
Probably a good idea. So Friday afternoon at some point we should have the results on that much talked about. Man, everybody's talking about that vote and which way it's going to go and what's best for the area.
It's getting national attention.
It is. Oh, it's a big deal. Big deal. You mentioned a vote and the legislature and the law and all that. And that leads me to one other story real quick I want to mention. Now, this one's out on the left coast, California, but they have just passed a law, the legislature in California, where it is illegal. And I'm not making this up. I sound like Joe Biden. I'm not making this up. This is the truth. I swear. It is illegal for your employer to call you or contact you outside of work hours at home. It will not be allowed. The California legislature said, look, you need to be able to go off the grid when you're at home. No more calls, contacts, emails, text, anything from your employer if you work in the state of California.
It's perfect that California is on the left coast because they are left-wing.
It is. I'm just thinking, what if that passed in Alabama? That means our boss, David DuBose, could never contact us after hours.
Oh, no text messages?
No.
At 2 o'clock in the morning?
No. Is that a yes vote? All right, I got a question, and I thought long and hard about doing this or not. And then I thought, well, it's on my mind. I'm going to have to do it. Do you know who this is? Holding up a picture for DC to look at.
She looks familiar. She does look familiar.
Seriously.
She really does look familiar.
All right. Who was that? What's your guess?
My guess is that is Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know.
It is not Rosie O'Donnell. But because you didn't know immediately who it was, it confirms my suspicion. I hesitate to even voice this, but from Facebag, Kristen Sabin says via Instagram on Facebag, she says that this is the first picture Nick Saban ever took with his iPhone. You know, Coach retired now, is doing a lot of things for the first time. He never used the camera on his iPhone until he took this picture on Mother's Day. And the picture I just showed you that you didn't recognize is Terry Sabin.
It did not look like her.
Miss Terry has had some work done.
I was going to say, that did not look like her.
I had to look twice. Now, the hair is the same.
Yeah.
And the features are close enough.
Wow. But
and look, this is not true. I hate to speculate, but let's just say in this picture, maybe Coach had some kind of filter on and didn't know it.
Well, you can do that, especially Instagram, and that's from Instagram. Instagram has a lot of filter options.
Okay, so maybe they filtered, but I would not have known that was Miss Terry.
No, would have never guessed it.
But doesn't it look like...
wow. Yeah, something's going on there.
Now, would it be inappropriate for me to text her and ask or tell her, maybe say something that I saw the Instagram picture that Coach took and that she just looks so rested since they moved to Florida? And
no, I think that would be fine.
Do you think she'd come back and say, well, I had a little work done?
I don't think she'd say that. I think she would say, well, thank you. I don't
And now, if she didn't have any work done, I apologize. And I retract this statement. Bob, edit all this out if she has.
All time. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Oh, Miss Terry, I'm fine. She worries about me. Wow.
Yeah, she definitely's had a little bit,
If that,
and I think she's doing something different though with her. Does she always wear the glasses?
Well, see, that's what made me curious about it too. Is I've never seen her in glasses.
Yeah, there's maybe glasses make a big difference in the way somebody looks. So maybe that's part of it. But
I don't know.
Where would she get the money to do that kind of thing?
I have no idea. That kind of surgery can be expensive.
Very costly.
How in the world?
It's just fun.
Awesome. About people's lives.
The Steve and DC Morning Show.
Let's go to Nashville, 95.3 The Bear, and find out what's up with Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Good morning.
Roll Tide.
Good morning. I'm sitting here. The Daily Mail is a very widely seen publication around the world. It comes out of London. And today they had a big story with headlines that said, homelessness skyrockets in iconic southern city, where locals say rich Californians are moving in and driving up property prices.
Rich Californians.
Homelessness has soared. And, of course, this is a story about Nashville, Tennessee. It is a huge issue, people moving in to the area. It's not just Nashville. It's Middle Tennessee. And it's got everything in a mess.
Why does everybody want to be in Tennessee? What's the deal about
Nashville? Everybody wants to be in Nashville, I guess.
Everybody wants to be in Nashville. Everybody wants to be in... Well, number one, there's no state income tax. If you're coming from California and New York, where these people are coming from, you've already just given yourself, a 10% raise?
A raise, yeah.
And Florida, there's no state income tax in Florida.
That's right. But Tennessee doesn't have... Tennessee doesn't have hurricanes and that type, and really doesn't normally have that many tornadoes and things like that. So, it's a little bit, there's a lot of great things in Tennessee, really are. But right now, Williamson County, where a lot of the stars live, and some right around there, it is as jammed up as any place I've ever been in Los Angeles.
I was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
But you got out.
The place you were born in, trust me, it is a totally different animal these days.
Yeah.
And particularly down south in Franklin, it's more bumper to bumper than the 405 in Los Angeles getting off at the airport. It's horrible.
Wow.
It's I told somebody it's like a pimple that wants to get busted.
And one day it'll have to pop. I'm just going to stay in Tuscaloosa. I'm not leaving.
No, Tuscaloosa's got, that's sometimes you don't realize how good you got it. Tuscaloosa, that's one reason I love going to school there. I said, if I wanted to go to something that a big city has, I'm really not far away from Atlanta or Birmingham.
That's exactly right. Or Nashville.
And Nashville, for that matter.
And we got a lot of things here in Tuscaloosa too. So
you do, and you're close. You're reasonably close to the beach, and you got a lot going on in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
The Voice, season 25 coming to an end Monday and Tuesday. Keith Urban will be on the show Monday night. The Black Keys, Jelly Roll, Lainey Wilson, Kate Hudson will all perform on Tuesday night. Kelly Clarkson, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, Nick Jonas, all the other judges will not sing, but they will appear on The Voice next week.
And we're close to the finale of American Idol, and I followed it all season. I got mad with them and shut it down, though, the other night because they picked the top three, and my boy Tristan, who's from Alabama, who sings country, didn't make the top three, and I thought he should have. And Loretta Lynn's granddaughter, Emily, also did not make the top three, and I thought she should have.
Yeah, I kind of thought she was going to make the top three. Whether she should have gotten there or not, I kind of just thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. I just shut it right down, turned it right off.
Yeah, I'm not happy with their top three over there. Little Big Town doing Christmas at the Opry on NBC later this year. We're not far away from the CMA Music Fest. That's always crazy. $500 a night hotel rooms in Nashville. That's another thing. This used to be so much fun when it was in a smaller venue. People say it got bigger and bigger because they wanted it to. The original people held it off at 13,000 because they wanted to have a reasonable chance that you would have some type of a personal experience with a star. That's why it was kept like that. And then they busted it out and went downtown, and it's like, it's terrible. You got to walk a million miles down there, nowhere to park, expensive places to stay. I don't recommend. In fact, as I did that show and did that thing for 20 years, I don't know that I ever met anybody from Alabama that was there.
Well, we've just received word as you were speaking, Jimmy Carter, you have now been stripped of your position on the Nashville Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yeah. You're
Thank
done.
you. I've done 2 boomy things. I'm just telling you, it's not fun to go up there. I cuss that place more than you can imagine with the traffic jam. If you've been going to Nashville lately, you got caught on I-65 near 840. You've been caught, trying to get to the airport. It's really it was so much fun to be there earlier.
Let's get personal for 1 second, Jimmy Carter. Do you have a place in Nashville? Where are you living these days?
Children all over the place. So I've got an office up there in one of the kids' houses.
Okay.
And I'm going back and forth. I've been in and out of Birmingham for the last 3 years, but no, I've got Westmead, near Opryland,
wow,
Murfreesboro, and now near Ashland City.
I
got everything up there when I want to go and when I'm there.
He's been everywhere, man.
Yeah.
I've been there. I got to keep my tie up there because all my babies are there. But it is not a joy to be there.
No.
A Jelly Roll. I'm becoming such a Jelly Roll fan. As someone who taught public relations, PR, this guy's the best. He's asked, you got Entertainer of the Year. We're up for that. He says, I don't think I deserve to be in that category. Exactly what he should say.
Wow,
I think I'm a little bit early, and I appreciate the nod. I'm truly honored. With guys like Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs selling out stadiums, no.
You can't help but root for a guy like that.
I'm a little bit early. That's the perfect thing to say.
And he's so humble, and he does a lot of good work for folks, too.
And when people do that, then you want to help people that.
That's right.
Now, you guys... I've actually been dieting the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Doctor put the hammer down on me.
Yeah.
And said, so I've had no sweet tea in 2.5 weeks.
Are you having withdrawals? Are you shaking?
Well, not so much on that. I'm using unsweet tea with Splenda and lemon. And I'm not missing it so much.
No, you won't. It's just as good. The Splenda, I do the same thing.
Sugar is a drug, folks.
Yeah. Well, it
really is.
It is.
I've had what was the potato I haven't had in 2.5 weeks, and I love potatoes, all kinds.
Right.
Hadn't had any rice in 2.5 weeks, and I barely had any bread.
Well, and see,
but I do. This the reason I'm telling you this. This story here is making me shake.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing you are. I'm very, very similar.
All right, listen to this. This is what I picked for us today. You got to go get this.
All right.
Get somebody running and go to Krispy Kreme.
Okay. Huh?
The Dolly Southern Sweets Donut Collection.
Yes.
Went out yesterday.
Yes.
It's limited.
Yes.
And here's the Stephen D.C. donut I picked out for us.
All right.
The Dolly Dazzler donut.
Uh-huh.
An original glazed donut dipped in strawberry icing with gold, pink, and white glitter sprinkles and a signature chocolate Dolly butterfly piece.
Come on. The Dolly donut at Krispy Kreme for limited time only.
The Dolly Dazzler donut.
Dolly Dazzler.
So she's partnered with the KK.
Okay, so this is the Dolly Parton donut.
Yeah.
The Dolly Southern Sweets Donut Collection. We need that.
Well, sorry, Doc, but the diet may have to go on hold for one day.
Wow.
Because it's Dolly. I mean, come on, it's Dolly. Jimmy Carter, live from Parts Unknown, with everything trending hot out of Nashville.
This is the Stephen D.C. Show.
Everybody will roll tide. I say roll tide.
Oh, Bama.
We'll be hearing a lot of that August 31st. That is our first ball game, our very first game, the debut of Coach Kalen DeBoer. Will be taking on Western Kentucky, and I love this. The kickoff is at 6 p.m., so the first game is going to be under the lights at Bryant-Denny.
Yeah, it's the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky.
Are they the Hilltoppers?
That's what they call them.
What's a Hilltopper?
I don't know. Somebody on top of a hill, I suppose.
I guess it probably would be.
But they're actually not that bad, the Hilltoppers of Kentucky.
Good.
So
should be a good game.
It's not a total cupcake.
So the first game for Coach DeBoer and a night game, T-Town will be rocking August 31st. It can't get here soon enough, can it?
No.
It cannot. DC, 25,000 Americans will do this today. They'll start this today. Do you have any idea what it is? 25,000. And that blows my mind because that's a lot of people. 25,000 Americans will start Wegovy to lose weight today. Wegovy has now become the second most popular weight loss drug. right behind meth.
No,
There's
it's hot.
meth and then Wegovy.
There's meth and there's Wegovy.
But
And
Wegovy
meth
is number 2.
Meth, by the way, does work very well for losing weight.
Yeah, it does. But that's about it.
At least it has for me.
It's not
I know.
good for your dental plan.
No.
But, you'll be toothless but skinny.
You've got to weigh one against the other. What's more important, teeth or skinny?
There are 2 things I've never been accused of as a heavy-set, fluffy, big-boned guy. I've never been accused of smoking meth.
No,
and I've never been accused of having AIDS. Those 2 things I've never been accused of.
Well, it's hard to be heavy.
Yeah.
And have that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to write a song. It's hard to be heavy.
It's hard. He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Radio partner. And one other, while we're talking, we kind of stumbled into this, we're very health conscious here on the show. And
oh, yeah.
One other thing that I read a health journal. Actually, I read about 5 of them every day. One of them says that almonds, they say almonds are good to munch on. They're good for you and help curb your appetite and all that. But they also, we're hearing, are good, according to this article, for constipation.
Really?
Almonds are good for constipation. Had you ever heard that before?
Just go right through you. No, I haven't heard that before.
If you're constipated, eat some almonds.
I do like an occasional almond.
Well, that explains that candy bar if it's good for constipation. Almond Joy. Because finally you would be able to joy. Almond Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
The joy.
Good for constipation, the almond, if you didn't know.
In fact, what was that thing I used to get? Oh, the barbecue almonds. They're pretty good.
I didn't know they made that.
Yeah. They've got several flavors.
Now, I've had wasabi almonds.
They're good too,
which I really like. That'll open your sinuses if you're clogged up.
I'm telling you that barbecue seasoning that's on there.
I got to try that.
Really, really good.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I'll check that out. Barbecue almonds. And I guess we're still kind of just sticking with food for one more minute. You and I are the kings of delivery. I mean, whether it's DoorDash or Grubhub or Uber or any of those, we love it. Now a driver is saying she attempted to deliver food to a prison for a death row inmate. I guess you have access to a phone, so you could call and order. It was the inmates were supposed to be their last meal.
Did the prison arrange that? Because I didn't think you could call places like that. I mean, when you can't call, I thought you had to do it on your app.
Here is more information, audio from a video. It happened in Georgia. An Instacart driver in Georgia is getting attention after claiming that a food order she picked up was supposed to be delivered to a prison for a death row inmate's last meal.
This man from prison done ordered him a whole platter of wings, and them folks told me to turn it right back around because he cannot have this. Look at this. I just left the prison. They told me to turn it back around and donate it to somebody else. I ain't gonna lie, that man had me feeling some type of way because I'm thinking I'm finna this last meal before they execute him. When he done sat there and ordered a meal on Instacart. God may not come when you want it, but he right on time. Cause get what me and my kids eating for dinner tonight. Some wings and some potato wedges.
She's going to eat his food because she couldn't deliver it to the prison.
That's crazy.
Oh, God.
How did he get the credit card to pay for it?
Yeah, whose account did he bill it to?
That's wow.
I don't know, but she was on her way with his last meal. Wings and potato wedges.
And they said no, she can't go in there.
She said she turned that car right back around and evaporated. It is time now for the morning pledge and national anthem. And this morning, we'd like to dedicate our pledge to everybody at American Christian Academy. And by the way, wish them good luck in the state champion baseball playoffs. They play today at 2 p.m. So go get them, American Christian Academy, and good luck to you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early
is the Steve and DC Show.
Morgan Wallen has added 6 European dates to his concert tour.
Has he?
Morgan's going to play in Stockholm, Oslo, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Glasgow, and Dublin.
Well, see, country music has gone international.
I like to say country is cool again, DC.
Well, sounds like a song.
Wouldn't that be a great song? You ought to write a song.
Yeah,
You're the songwriter in the room.
Look into that.
You are. Can y'all believe the Red Lobsters, now not the one in Tuscaloosa, at least not yet, are shutting down?
Auburn's closed.
Did you hear? Wait, excuse me. What is it?
Auburn closed down.
It did.
Did they really?
Well, that breaks my heart. No, but I like the Red Lobster and the Cheddar Bay biscuits. I mean, well, I guess you can buy those in the grocery store now, can't you?
Yeah, you can, and they actually are pretty good. The Cheddar Bay in the store, but it's distressing, and I don't understand. Somebody was telling me, maybe it was Jimmy Carter, actually, the restaurant business is hard right now.
Well, I'm sure it is. Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, if inflation and groceries are tight, but money's tight for a lot of people, and so you go out to eat less.
I guess so.
When money's tight, for sure.
I try not to go out to eat less.
Well, they messed up more than anything. Right during where everything's expensive, they gave you all-you-can-eat shrimp. That was the dumbest thing ever.
They're blaming that on the reason the Red Lobsters are closing all over the country.
They
lost so much money on endless shrimp. Hey, you get a bunch of fat folks in America like myself, and you say, look, you can eat as much shrimp as you want. It's that old joke. After about 3 plates, the manager comes out and says, you've had all you can eat.
It's $12.99 a pound. Think about that. If somebody can put down 3-4 pounds, they're losing $24 a person.
Somebody can put down 3-4 pounds of it.
Let me tell you, if she can put
Why
down...
are you laughing?
If she can put down 3 or 4
I don't
pounds...
eat 3-4 pounds of shrimp.
If she can put down 3 or 4 pounds, I want to meet her.
Yeah, me too. I don't even like shrimp. So I didn't put Red Lobster out of business.
I didn't know you didn't like shrimp.
I'm not a big shrimp eater. No.
I did my part. But anyway, the one in Tuscaloosa till further notice remains open. So that's good news. And God save the Crimson Crustacean. That's all I got.
Yes.
Are you ready to win concert tickets for the Friday night show at the Amp?
It is Billy Currington, Kip Moore. Somebody's going to be upgraded to way down front. In addition, you'll go backstage.
Billy Currington, Kip Moore. That's right. Win tickets now. Friday morning on the Steve and DC Show, we upgrade for that package DC was just talking about. Backstage to meet them and then down front to see the show. 205-339-4953. Get on the line right now. 205-339-4953. And by the way, this morning it's time for a fresh edition of Will Audio Bob Know It?
There you go.
Will he know it? We're going to ask him 3 questions.
We'll see.
And we'll see if he knows it. He has to answer all 3 correctly in order for you to win.
I'm just glad it's not music lyrics.
Okay, excuse me?
I'm just glad it's not music lyrics.
Yeah, well, it might be.
We did finish the lyric with him yesterday.
I heard that was award-winning.
And it was something.
Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, moe it, if you would, DC.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Hello. Well, we won't do that one. We'll do this one. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, who's this, please?
This is Kim.
Hi, Kim. Good morning. Roll Tide to you.
Roll Tide.
All right, you ready to win some tickets?
Yes.
All right, you know how we play Will Audio Bob Know It. He has to answer 3 questions correctly in order for you to win, and you can be his lifeline. If he struggles, you can jump in and help him. All right, Kimber?
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. Well, no, thank you, Kim. That's my favorite name, by the way. Kim, I love that.
Oh, thank you.
You've always loved that name.
You are welcome. Yeah. Audio Bob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, brace yourself. Question number 1. What city is known as the city of brotherly love? What city is known as the city of brotherly love?
That would be Chicago.
Final answer, or do you want to talk it over with your lifeline?
No, it's not Chicago.
No. Final answer.
How about Philadelphia?
A final answer? You want to talk it over with your lifeline?
What do you think?
All right, we need an answer.
That was good.
I thought so, too.
That was good.
I would go for Philly.
All right, you going for Philly?
That's a good one, yeah.
All right, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yay!
Because it is Philly. It is not Chicago.
They love each other in Chicago.
Yes, they do.
Okay, number 2, Audio Bob. What does the letter G in GPS stand for? What does the letter G in GPS stand for?
That would be global.
Global
positioning sensor.
Do you agree, Kim?
System.
Lifeline, Kim?
I think, yeah, I guess.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
GPS, is that global? Yes, sir.
Yay! I thought it was, yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Global positioning satellite.
That's it.
Satellite. Well, I was close.
Okay, system, satellite, whatever.
You got the one that mattered, the G. And number 3, for the win. What is Batman's secret identity? Audio Bob, what is Batman's secret identity?
Oh, my God, I'm having a brain fart. Hold on.
What is Batman's secret identity?
Oh, my God. Hold on.
You can help.
Bruce Wayne.
Okay. All right.
Wait, is that? Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
You're in agreement since this is for the win, Kim?
Yeah.
You are?
Yes.
That's right.
Awesome.
All right. Atta girl and atta boy. That's the way to go. Audio Bob nails all 3. All right,
Thanks, Audio Bob.
No problem.
You're going to see Billy Currington and Kip Moore Friday night. Listen Friday morning because somebody ends up backstage and down front.
That would be awesome.
Well,
Kip,
good
Thank
work.
y'all.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to us. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Hang on and we'll get all the information to you.
This is the Steve and DC Show. Fresh, funny phone sham calls and unforgettable classics.
The phone sham always has me in stitches. I look forward to it every morning.
Hello.
Hey, look out, man.
What's up there, buddy?
Hey, trippy vibes, man.
Huh?
Trippy vibes, man. I just moved out here.
Oh, you're a player.
Yeah, my name's Blade, man.
Blade?
Yeah, I just pulled into town, man. I'm looking to hook up with some cats. I just moved out here, man.
Where you from?
Woodstock.
New York?
Yeah, man. I grew up there, man. I was even at the original concert, man.
Right.
I was there doing acid and rolling in the mud, man.
Well, that's a long time ago, man.
Well, I'm 45, but I look really cool, man.
What kind of music you into, man?
Pretty much like the Flower Freaks, man. I used to jam with the Flower Freaks back in the 70s.
All right.
Do you have any of our records, man?
Oh, no.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm the dude. I put on a show, man. I used to put incense in my beard. I used to run out in the crowd, do bass solos. I used to sneak around and set people on fire, man.
All right.
Hey, if things work out, we'll be making so much cash, we'll have to set some of it on fire, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can picture the headlines. It'll be something like Return of Bass Phenomenon highlighted by Audience Inferno or something like that. I'm one of the few cool people I know who's like in tune with trippy vibes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a dog named Acid, man.
That's cool, man.
Hey, we rode across the country from Woodstock together, man. You should check me out. I do a show down on the Strip, man.
We're doing what?
Pretty much like what I used to do with the Flower Freaks, man. I sneak around, I set people on fire, man.
And you did this and made money?
People leave tips, man.
Cool.
Hey,
cool.
Man, sometimes they got like hairspray. Their hair just goes like right up in smoke, man. People dig it, man. The record industry, man, they flip out because I'm the only one that goes off the deep end like that, man.
Yeah, we're auditioning. We're auditioning this whole week.
Cool, man.
So, you know.
Well, check out my show down on the Strip because people.
What are you doing, like in the street?
Yeah, out on the sidewalk, man. They're flipping out, man.
They're digging on you.
All those people are, walking. I light them up. They don't see me coming. I just.
Hey, you sound like a trip, dude.
Hey, man, I sneak around with a propane torch, man.
You sound like a trip.
But hey, man, I'm jonesing to kick out some jams ever since I got out of prison, man. I was in for like about 3 years, man.
Yeah, what, New York?
Yeah, man, I caught this dude stealing my hubcaps off my van.
Right.
But I force-fed him some acid. He, died. But it was self-defense because he was, stealing my hubcaps.
You sound trippy, dude.
Hey, well, listen, take down my friend Slinky's number if you don't check me out down.
Who's this, what?
Oh, my friend Slinky that lives out here.
Okay, cool. What's the number?
He's at 2.
Yeah.
Check me out or give me a call. And
good enough, man. I'll definitely give you a holler because we're going to be doing that this week and into next week.
Hey, if you guys want to get signed, man, I'll take the band off the deep end, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So, like, you got equipment here in town or what?
My stuff's in the pawn shop.
Okay.
But
Where are you gonna come on this one?
I've been making so much cash. As long as I don't get arrested, man, I'm going to have my stuff out by, like, Thursday.
Right.
But my deal is I got to get up on stage and I got to, like, perform. I got to, like, run out and set some people on fire and get some attention.
I hear you, man. You got that fire thing down, huh?
Hey, I love sneaking around with a propane torch, man. Hey, you got to check me out on the strip, man. Just
where do you do this at?
Like out there, because there's a lot of people there, man. They don't see me coming. There's a big crowd.
Well, let me ask you this, man, because I'm always into checking out crazy. When are you going to be doing this?
Like I'll tell you what, I'll be out tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
The thing is, sometimes, like, if the cops come around, I have to get out of there, man.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
But, hey, I was out there for 4 hours yesterday, man. I made $300, man.
Coolness, man.
All right, well, don't be a flatliner. Check me out, man.
So, I'm going to give you a holler this week, all right? And we'll hook something up.
Trippy vibes, man.
All right, man. I'll give you a holler, man. All right?
Wig out, man.
Later.
This is the Steve and DC Show.
Today is a very special day. It is Police Officers Memorial Day, a day where we honor any local, state, or federal law enforcement officer who died in the line of duty. And the day is marked by flying flags at half-staff, which you'll see around. So we certainly do honor the memory and appreciate the service of those police officers who have fallen in the line of duty. And speaking of police, we have 2 bars in Tuscaloosa that deserve some good positive attention for something they're doing. It's Rounders and Innisfree. A big bear hug to Rounders and Innisfree. The Tuscaloosa Police Department had a police dog named Diesel. How about that?
Really?
Just like our Diesel. Except this Diesel is spelled with a Z. Ours is an S.
Oh.
Diesel. Anyway, Diesel got old and got arthritis and had to retire as a police canine. So TPD's got to replace Diesel.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. But do you know, to get and completely train and equip and do everything you got to do, a police dog, it's like $20,000.
I've heard that it is very expensive, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money. Well, Rounders on the Strip and Innisfree Irish Pub have stepped up and said, we want to pay for it.
Wow.
How is that?
Wow. Incredible. I mean, that's very, very cool of them to do.
It is, and I love hearing it, love seeing it. You can read more about it on TuscaloosaThread.com, but Rounders and Innisfree, we salute you. That's great work.
Yeah. Salute you both. I was realizing last night that I am not somebody that would be good at joining a cult. I was watching a documentary about some cult, and they lost me at the first requirement.
What is it?
Well, actually, 2 requirements. So they're known as like the 10 Commandments cult. They're these weird people, but they believe in no intimacy.
What?
And no soap.
What? Okay, wait. If you join trust me, with no soap, there'll be no intimacy.
Thank you. Exactly.
They could leave off one or the other. Well, they leave off the intimacy so they don't bathe and they don't have relations.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess they didn't quite say they don't bathe. They just said they don't believe in using soap.
Well, then they might as well not bathe, right?
Like, what the heck?
I got a message for them.
Take a shower. Take a shower.
Yes.
Take a shower. Woo!
And what's the name of the cult again, DC?
The 10 Commandments, the Order of the 10 Commandments, or some weird thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a bunch of
all the things you could do or not do. Who came up with no relations and no soap?
And no soap. Like what?
I mean,
there's nothing in the Bible about soap.
Somebody had to be doing drugs to dream that up.
Heavy narcotics.
And I don't know if you brought it up yesterday or not. I was not here yesterday, but have you told our listeners about the new murder case you're trying to solve?
I briefly touched on it, not in depth yesterday.
Oh, trust me, folks, he can go in depth on it. If you crank him up and get him started, woo, he'll have to break for lunch.
Yeah.
I got a text message. I'm going to read this. I got a text message from D.C. Maybe Monday night. I'm not sure.
I think it was, yeah.
But his message said, let me get it right. Okay. His message said, Hold on just a minute.
Mercy. Yeah.
He says, Steve, my new murder case I'm solving is Missy Bevers in Dallas, Texas. Have you heard of it? And I said, no. And, of course, when he said my new murder case, I knew he was referring to those Idaho murders a while back that he got so caught up in.
Yeah. I did some work on those.
And then he sent me a surveillance video of this poor woman from Dallas's killer. They haven't been able to solve
that surveillance video, though, is creepy, isn't it?
Well, I looked at it, and my first thought was they're all dressed up, whatever. But it's like, is that a man or a woman?
Right. Well, that's the question. That's where the whole murder investigation hinges, there.
And you suckered me into it because you're good at that. And this Missy Bevers in Dallas, if I get anything wrong, correct me. As I understand it, she was murdered in a church.
In a church, of all things. Like a really well-known, just imagine that happening in any town. That's crazy.
And in any church, and you have to continue in the future having services.
They're still going. Like they years later, they are still that church, but they're infamous now because of that,
This Missy Bevers at this church in Dallas, murdered about 10 years ago. Is that right?
8 years ago
8
now.
years ago.
Yeah.
Was at this church at like 5 a.m. to teach at like an aerobics class.
And it's even weirder because she never taught inside the church. They always had the class in the parking lot. And this was the one time they were going to be inside because it was raining really hard.
So it appears that somebody in the church, again, disguised, we don't know if it's a man or a woman, walks like a woman, caught on a surveillance video, was waiting for her and brutally murdered this poor aerobics instructor.
Yeah, who was a sweet lady with 3 kids, and I mean, it's just, and it's not the husband. We know it's not the husband.
No, that's my first thought because it always is. I've watched enough Dateline to know.
Right,
it's always the husband, or usually, but the husband, I guess, was on a fishing trip or something. And had an alibi.
He was in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Now he could have hired somebody to do it.
Well, a lot of people say that. However, the police said they looked at him up one way and down the other, and just have
so has he been cleared as a person of interest?
Completely cleared. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, he just did one of the first interviews he's done in years about it, and he said, to this day, he doesn't believe they're ever going to find who this person was that dressed up in that outfit.
Unsolved case, a cold case as of right now in Dallas. This young woman murdered in this church 8 years ago. There is a documentary about it called Lies, Crimes, and Video.
Mm-hmm.
I sent that to D.C. when he kind of got me interested in this. Did you have a chance to look at that?
I did, and I think I've solved the case.
It's called Lies, Crimes, and Video, Murder in the Church.
I'll be calling the police department down there later today.
Well, y'all should know, D.C. got all caught up in one of these chat groups when those college students got murdered in Idaho, and that was all over the news a while back.
Yeah.
And he got in this chat group, come to find out, and this is true now, come to find out, the guy that's been arrested for the murders of those Idaho college students was in the same chat group as DC, and you guys actually exchanged messages.
Oh, we did several times. We exchanged messages. He was in there constantly stirring up things and getting angry if we said something that he didn't think was accurate.
Now, he didn't admit, I believe you told me, that he was the murderer, but it just added up, and then when he was accused, he suddenly disappeared.
He came very close to admitting it several times, but then he would pull back. And yes, since the arrest, that person has been completely gone from the chat room.
Yeah, brutal murder of those 4 college students a while back in Idaho, and he's in jail now. The trial is this summer, I believe.
And I think you're going to see in the trial, because they got Facebook records pulled for the trial, the police department. I think you'll see it'll come out in the trial that he was online.
Well, the thing is, now, DC, I said, are you in a chat group on this new murder that you're caught up in? And he said, not yet, that there are a bunch of them, but he hadn't found one on his level.
I got to find the one that speaks to me, really.
And then the best message, you guys, of all, here's how he ended it. He stopped writing about the murder case to me, and I thought, well, okay, he's probably watching that documentary or doing something. He comes back and he goes, I think I probably would have been a great law enforcement detective.
DC
said that.
I missed my calling. I should have been in law enforcement.
A law enforcement detective.
Yes, I could have done that.
Well, now I'm intrigued by the young woman murdered in the church in Dallas 8 years ago, and that they can't solve the case. So keep us updated.
You rarely, y'all Google it yourself. You'll see that video. You rarely have video of the killer like that, surveillance video.
Yeah.
It's creepy to see the guy knowing that in just an hour he's going to kill this woman.
Yeah, but if the guy walks like a woman in the video.
So. I think it's a woman
in disguise.
I think it was a jealous woman that killed her because she didn't do her fitness plan right.
You know what you are? You are a regular Nancy Grace.
I've solved it.
It's that kapuya.
This is the weirdest of all. Would you do this?
Uh-oh.
A 61-year-old man with terminal cancer, it's a German man, is in the news because he spent months training AI to act just like him. So he'll still be around even after he dies. Like I said, he has terminal cancer. And his AI creation will be able to interact with his family and even answer questions after he's gone. The months with a company called Eternos, Eternos, they will create your own AI double for $10,000.
No. Listen, there's they've already done this on a Netflix show called, what's that called? Black Mirror. Black Mirror, yeah, I think that's what it's called. Which was all about how technology is going to mess us up. And in that show, they had a company, one of the best episodes, involved a company that could recreate your dead loved one.
Just like this.
And through voicemails.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how far ahead that show was. That through voicemails and things. And then, I want to give it away, I guess, if you haven't watched that episode. But it goes so far that the girl who had lost her fiance in an accident, a car accident, when he was very young, and she just really was broken up, and that's how she got through it, was listening to his voicemails. Well, then the thing starts talking to her and telling her to do things, and I'm telling you, it's bad news.
Well, first on TV and now in real life, thanks to AI. This gentleman, his name is Michael. His wife actually experienced it and said she was amazed at how realistic it was.
Oh, it's amazing.
She said, in fact, one night she's testing the AI recreation of her husband, and she says, "Good night, I love you," and his exact voice says, "Have sweet dreams, I love you very much."
Yeah, it's amazing. And even in that show, it's amazing how... And she can't believe how real it is and how much it sounds like him. And
there's already a waiting list at Eternos, the company that's doing this, $10,000 to $15,000, and then that's a one-time cost. You can do it for life. But because this guy was diagnosed with terminal cancer, for months now, he's been preparing his AI recreation. We have some comments right here.
Going is hard, but when you know that something stays back, that your legacy is staying in the vault and is available for your children, grandchildren, for the generations after, this gives you at least it gave me a kind of closure.
The gentleman from Walker County, Alabama, I believe.
Yeah, he is from Jasper. You can tell he's got that Jasper accent.
His children and his grandchildren are going to be able to talk and ask him questions after he dies. That's too creepy for me.
I don't think so. I'm telling you,
creepy for me.
If you watch that episode, you will have a different thought about this.
What's the show again?
It's called Black Mirror on Netflix.
Ahead of its time, because now the company Eternos is doing this in real life, and they have a waiting list, as I said, of people who want to do it.
And I just remember how that ended, and it didn't end well.
I ask y'all, would you want your loved one to do that so that they are around basically forever after they pass away?
Forget it. I'm going to tell you what happens. At the end of it, she ends up getting she's so lured in by how amazing it is. She gets the deluxe model. She goes for the big one.
Yeah, one of the really nice ones.
And which is they send her a robot of him, a complete replica of him.
Well, that's probably where AI is headed.
I'm telling you, it is, and that's where it goes off the rails once she gets the replica of him.
Let me tell you something, very similar to what we're talking about. I saved, and I can't take credit for doing it on purpose. I wasn't that smart. They just happened to have been saved, and then I made sure they were permanently saved. Voicemails and calls that I had gotten from my mom and dad before they passed away.
Yeah.
And I want you to know, to this day, I can't bring myself to listen to them. I know what calls they are. I know the message. One is my mom singing happy birthday to me over the phone on my birthday. And she called and got voicemail and recorded it. Another is my dad joking around and laughing and stuff. And so I know that one day I'll be ready and I'll listen to it. But my folks have been dead for several years now, and I still can't bring myself to listen to that. But I wanted to have that memory of at least their voices.
Yeah. And that saving a voicemail, I think, is fine. I mean, that's what we all would do.
This AI thing is totally different.
It's totally different. I mean, you have to literally feed. You have to give them as much audio, video where they can.
This guy that we're talking about from Germany with terminal cancer spent months.
Yeah.
In fact, this company, Eternos, had him answer 150 questions.
Right.
And they took all that and put it together.
Yeah, because it's trying to learn. It learns how to think like you would respond. That's way different than saving a voicemail
so. Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I think when you start opening too many doors to the other side, something might walk through you don't want walking through.
Well, I'm going to close that door and then nail it shut.
Yeah.
Steve and DC radio show. And what is it? What's happened over there?
Funny stuff over here. I'm looking at these beds that they're making the Olympian state. We just live in such a goofy world. It's so goofy. They want to keep the Olympic athletes from,
having sex.
Thank you.
Because every time we have the Olympics, there's always a story about the number. Apparently, they give prophylactics to the Olympic athletes, and apparently a lot of them get used.
But do you realize that when you put hundreds of athletes, most of them in their 20s, together,
right, stuff's going to happen? I mean, we're not animals.
It doesn't matter. This is
they're all there with their toned bodies.
Right. They're athletes, so they're in great shape. So they're going to be attracted to each other.
So
there's a risk of that.
What kind of beds are they giving them this time?
Using these. They're called anti-intimacy beds.
I bet a lot of y'all think you got one at your house.
I've been sleeping in one for years.
Right now. Anti-intimacy beds. How does that work?
They're tiny cardboard beds.
Okay.
That have nails in them so you can't get comfortable, I guess.
Well, that's stupid.
No, they really are tiny. They're tiny cardboard beds.
Yeah.
There's no way for two people to get in them, first of all.
I'll bet. You just wait and see.
Well, you haven't seen old what's her face? She's little. I can get her in there.
Yeah.
And they're bringing them to Paris. They literally ordered like 1,000 of these
if
for
these beds
athletes.
Are so uncomfortable, won't this impact the athlete's performance? They won't be able to get any rest.
Performance.
I mean, the reason they're at the Olympics, to try to win the medal.
Some people are convinced that this is the Olympic Committee's way of stopping them from getting it on. Because in the past games, it has been a problem.
So why does the Olympic Committee care if they? Yeah, I mean, how do they know? I guess it's the prophylactic count because they do. They don't count them, but they give them a lot of those, and they say they're used. At least those are used, so they're being safe. But how do they know? How would they know?
Well, they believe the small, flimsy beds are going to stop gymnasts from getting it on. Why are they going after the gymnasts?
No.
Are the gymnasts
they
the
must
ones
be
that
more?
Our old intern Kat was a gymnast.
It sure was. I wish she was here. We could ask her about that.
Yeah. That way, and then the host city can easily get rid of them afterwards because they're just made out of cardboard. But like you said, if you can't get a good night's rest in this bed.
And look, it don't take a bed to get intimate. I don't want to go into any details, but there are other places.
I get busy on the flow.
So I think this is a losing battle for the Olympic Committee.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's the Olympics. So
another crazy story in a crazy world. They ought to mix that with this.
We're not going to let them do it. We won't allow the athletes to get together. Oh, they're going to stop it.
That's right. So stay tuned, and we'll let you know if the cardboard beds work out or not. It's time for WTF Sports Headlines. WTF is Wyatt Theodore Fulton.
That's him.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah.
Good morning. How we doing this morning?
Doing well. A little sinus infection, but feeling better than yesterday.
That's good.
But, luckily I'm not one to complain.
No, you would never complain. No, it's not us.
Let's get us some sports headlines here. What is shaking?
Week 1 of the Kalen DeBoer era in Alabama. Wisconsin's going to be played at 11 a.m. The kickoff or the pregame show is going to start at what? 6 or 7
a.m.
Yeah,
6 a.m. starts in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
We'll be getting ready.
You get to sleep in during week 1 because the first game of the Kalen DeBoer era will take place at 6 o'clock at night. So you'll get to sleep in a little bit that Saturday when they play Western Kentucky.
Oh, man, I love those 6 p.m. kickoffs, especially, when it's hot. It'll still be hot the August 31st.
Yeah.
So the very first game will be under the lights at Bryant-Denny.
It'll be under the lights, and I like the 6 p.m. kickoff because I get to sleep in. It's not as hot. And then I really hate it when it's, 11:30 at night and I'm still sitting in Bryant-Denny typing up stories.
Especially when they turn the stadium lights out and you're still typing stories right there.
Yeah, they'll turn the lights off, or, everybody else will be gone and there'll be just this row of reporters sitting in the press box still just going at it. It's like, all right, yep.
So
this
August
is late at night.
31st, so not too far out.
Not too far. We're 108 days away. We're entering countdown territory.
Yeah.
So you'll start to see, pictures of players, videos of players and stuff pop up all over our social medias as we count down towards Alabama football.
Going to be exciting. And then I guess week 2? Don't we have Georgia under the lights?
No, week 2 is actually USF.
Okay.
And then we go to Wisconsin.
And then we get Georgia.
Get a bye week and then Georgia week 5.
So for week 5? I don't know why I thought it was so early.
Yeah,
Okay.
Georgia's not till about mid-season.
But I am right. It is under the lights at Bryant-Denny, right?
It is. That game's at 6:30.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one right there.
It'll be a lot of fun. And then tonight is the release of the NFL's schedule for next season. So we'll get to see who Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, we'll get to see who they get to play next season.
Is there a Bama player, Wyatt, on every NFL team?
There's 1 or 2 NFL teams that do not have an Alabama player. I think the Chiefs are one of them.
Really?
And if I'm not mistaken, the Los Angeles Chargers are the other one, although they might have J.K. Scott, the former punter.
Okay. All right. So those 2, no Alabama player, but the rest of them have Bama players.
For the most part,
one.
They had one on their practice squad, but they didn't have one on the active roster.
I got you. How you Dallas Cowboys looking this time?
Then I don't want the Chiefs to win any more Super Bowls if they don't have any Bama players. So
I don't either. I'm done with them. So your Cowboys, how are they looking, DC?
It's hard to say. It's, what month are we in? May?
Yeah.
I'll let you know after I see a few preseason games how we're looking.
Is old Roger Staubach, his arm in good shape?
I think he's going to be good this year.
Right,
yeah.
I'm counting on.
He's going to have a good season.
I'm counting on Staubach.
Yeah, he's my fantasy quarterback, so I need him to take a step up.
Is he really?
No.
Roger Staubach.
I guess he probably wouldn't be.
Probably not. No.
We called him one time because DC's a Cowboys fan. We were goofing around one day on the show on the phone, and I think he has an insurance company or something, real estate, something in Dallas.
Real estate.
Okay. And we called and asked for him, and boom, he answered the phone.
Yeah, he answers the phone a lot down there at Roger Staubach Real Estate.
I mean, he may not be getting a lot of calls these days. I don't know, but he took ours, and couldn't have been nicer.
Couldn't have been. No.
Couldn't have been. By the way. Go ahead.
I was just saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Amen. That's exactly right. Emmitt Smith, DC, while we're talking Cowboys, celebrates his birthday today.
Okay.
I know he's one of your favorite all-time Cowboys.
One of the greatest ever, yeah.
And one of the nicest ever, too.
Really good guy, yes.
Emmitt Smith.
Yes.
What else we got, Wyatt?
That's it for the most part. Pretty much it. NCAA football news comes out tomorrow. Expect to get a cover. Expect to get maybe a little bit of gameplay, but and I could see them releasing the release date tomorrow as well.
Okay, so it'll be a big day for that.
Yes.
Real quick, a high school note, a biggie. We got American Christian Academy playing for the state championship in baseball today at 2 p.m. Their first game is at 2 p.m. Good luck to the Patriots from ACA. And then the Patriots from Hillcrest are playing for the 6A Baseball State Championship. They play tomorrow at 2 p.m. So good luck to ACA and Hillcrest. Both Patriots, by the way. So
there you go.
What are the odds? Good luck to them. What sport did you play in high school, Wyatt?
I played football and I swam.
Oh, really?
One of the
Did you have to
swimmers.
wear one of those little Speedo things?
I did not wear a Speedo, but I did wear everything. Do you see the way I look? I would not look good in a Speedo. I'd be the only one in the race. So maybe I should have worn it because I'd have won every race.
Yeah. So football and swimming.
Football and swimming.
What position in football?
Defensive end.
Defensive end. Were you pretty good?
No, I was trash. I was absolutely terrible.
I was not good.
I was this little skinny white kid on the defensive line next. I'm looking up and there's this left tackle who I think ended up going to like Troy or something like that.
You had no chance.
No,
Exactly.
I was smoked immediately out the gate.
I know what you mean.
DC, I don't think he's ever mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Was a tight end at County High.
Okay, nice.
No, I was a wide receiver at County High. Yeah.
One of those.
You were a tight end, I think.
I was. I was a tight end at Central High School down in Phoenix City, Alabama. Well, junior high. I didn't play on the varsity squad.
Daddy knew what he was doing there.
My dad was the coach, and he said, "Don't even think about it.
It ain't happening, son."
Thank you so much, WTF. That's Wyatt Theodore Fulton with your morning sports headlines. He's on the radio with his own sports talk show about 11 a.m. this morning. Where do we find that?
Tide 100.9, the Tide 100.9 app, or 12:30 a.m. WTBC.
Voted best sports talk show on at 11 a.m. on Tide, right?
Yes, it's been voted.
That's what I heard,
yeah, many times.
This is the Steve and DC Show.
Did you catch by chance that lady doing graduation names and she was screwing them all up?
Yeah. Well, the other day we heard it. Yeah.
Did we play it?
And it was hysterical.
Yes.
And she wasn't screwing them up on purpose.
No. You could tell she was trying her best.
They said that they had the names spelled out phonetically, so she was trying to pronounce them based on that, and they won't forget this anytime soon.
I feel her pain, though, because people have messed up names now. They just do.
They do, but it's graduation. I mean, you want them to get it right.
Well, you'd think they'd rehearse, like go over it, before.
Do we have audio of her screwing up?
We do. What I have from her, though, is an apology. She's been she's so been, attacked.
Social media ripped her a new one.
And so the poor woman that has gone viral says that she is very sorry that she messed up everyone's graduation day, and that all she had was about 2 minutes before she went on stage to learn these names.
She couldn't rehearse.
Yes. So she's asking for people to please lay off her now.
I see. Okay. Well,
bless her heart.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. I'd love to hear it.
I'm going to find it again. I just had it a minute ago, and now I've misplaced it, but I'll find it.
All right. While you do, we will do this as promised. Just a little late, but in the right place. We're giving you tickets right now to go see the big concert at the Amp Friday night. That is going to be, of course, Billy Currington and Kip Moore. Now, when you win these tickets right now, and by the way, get a line in at 205-339-4953. You win these tickets, and then Friday morning we upgrade, and somebody sits down front.
Yes.
And somebody goes backstage. So that's the upgrade that'll be coming up for you. DC, eeny, meeny, miny, mo on a line, if you would.
And I did find it finally. So
okay, we'll have it coming up.
Okay, let's do let's do that one there.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
Hi, who's this?
It's Jennifer Oliver.
Jack Oliver?
Jennifer Oliver.
Oh, Jennifer Auburn.
No, Jennifer Oliver.
Okay, yeah, it's Jennifer.
This portion of the show brought to you by Miracle Ear.
No, I'm going to do graduation next year.
Oh, that's what you were doing. That's okay. Jennifer, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are you enjoying the All Request Hour?
Sure am.
I'm glad.
Every morning.
Every morning.
Oh, thank you.
It's the right thing to say. We appreciate it. Now, for these concert tickets, I got to tell you something. We took a request off the air a minute ago. The guy called. He said, "Hey, Stephen DC, can you play Bucky Covington?" And I said, "Who?" And he said, Bucky Covington. And then I remembered. And we're going to play his request in just a minute. Jennifer, to win the tickets, you got to tell us, where do we know Bucky Covington from?
I have no idea.
Oh, no, you do. You remember Bucky.
Take a wild guess.
Bucky Covington.
All right. You don't know, Jen? Jen doesn't know. She doesn't care. All right, let's go over
that's
here.
a shame. Hey, who's this?
All right, we lost him. Hey, who's this?
Whitney Simmons.
Whitney. How do we know Bucky Covington? Or maybe we don't.
Did he graduate? Was he one of the graduates?
10 seconds.
Yes. You mispronounced the name.
Oh, I am so sorry.
It was Becky Covington.
95.3 The Bear. Hi, who's this?
Judy
Hey, Judy. How do we know Bucky Covington?
from American Idol.
That's it. I knew we'd get it.
Well, he didn't win, but he released some songs, and they did okay on the country charts. And we had a request to play one, and we will in just a minute.
Yeah, I liked Bucky Covington.
You have won Billy Currington and Kip Moore tickets, and we'll upgrade on Friday. It could be you to down front and backstage. Can you stand it?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good.
Right.
Hold on just a minute, and we'll get all the information you need.
Hold on, Judy.
Judy, another winner on 95.3 The Bear. All week long, your chance to win those tickets and end up down front and backstage.
And happy graduation, everybody.
Victoria Lee Zubin-Frost.
Victoria Elizabeth Rose. Not what she said.
Marlena
Melanie.
Zobeth
Molly.
Carolina Urena. Tamume
God,
Thomas.
She had trouble with Thomas.
I don't think she owed anybody an apology. Some of those names were out there. Thomas. Come on in, cowboy.
Oh, yeah. Bring the cowboy in, and then I got to tell you something.
At first, I thought Chris Stapleton was walking in. Yeah. And then I looked, and no, it's cowboy Matt Coleman. And we're about to tell you about a rodeo that you and your family can go to. And let me tell you something. This is a big deal around here.
It is. And maybe we can put something to bed. Cowboy. A discussion we were having earlier about rodeos.
How are you, Matt?
Good, brother. Y'all doing all right?
We are, and awful good to see you, man. That's a mighty big hat you got on there.
Yeah, it is. It gets in the way sometimes.
That's all right.
It's awesome to be here with you guys.
That's what she said.
Time.
You wear it well. We got a rodeo question we've been saving for 2 days that we wanted to ask you that comes from the Garth Brooks song, Rodeo, which we're playing right now.
Because, his eyes were cold and restless.
They were.
And, his wounds were almost healed, but he had latigo in the song. It keeps talking about latigo.
Is that like vertigo? What is latigo?
Latigo. I think it's spelled like Latigo or something like that.
And then he blames it on, as he says, the damned old rodeo.
It ain't no woman, flesh and blood. It's that damned old rodeo. You know what the latigo is?
Latigo. We don't know what it is.
I think I know.
We were clued.
What do you think
You had to look it up. You didn't know before you looked it up.
What do you think it is?
Y'all gonna make me look dumb on air. It has to do with the spurs down there.
Yeah,
on the
spurs
straps.
and the latigo. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's some kind of rope, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rope that actually you tie down. A lot of guys, I did it sometimes, but not all the time. You strap it around with your spurs that are on your boot.
Okay.
Lace it up.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Now we know.
Yep.
Now, Cowboy Matt, thank you for that. We're talking about the Stewart Havana Volunteer Fire Department Rodeo that is coming up on the 17th and 18th of this month. And, of course, a great cause benefiting the Volunteer Fire Department. But I want you to tell us about this rodeo and what all we can expect. It looks like a pretty good turnout. It's going to be there.
Oh, yes, sir. Like you just said, this is their biggest fundraiser of the year for the Havana Volunteer Fire Department. It's always a great show, great rodeo. This is actually the 22nd annual, so it's been going on for a really long time.
Yeah.
And what to expect, it's a full rodeo. So you got all 8 events.
Everything.
Just like when we do all our rodeos. You start out, you do the bareback horse riding, and then you got the saddle bronc riding, and then you got all your time events, your team roping.
Any mutton busting?
Yes, sir. We have mutton busting. We do that before the rodeo starts.
DC, you know what mutton busting is?
No.
You've heard of it, though, right?
I've heard of it, yeah. But what is that exactly?
Oh, what do you think it is?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
It's when you bust that mutt right open. I mean, you just Bust it open.
Tear it up.
Tear it up.
Well, not quite. That's a good shot at it, though, there, buddy.
Darn it.
It's sheep riding, where the kids get on the sheep and we put them inside the bucking chutes. And this is actually one of their biggest things that they do every year down there. When I tell you it's a big event for the kids down there, like I said, we do it before the rodeo starts. It actually starts at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Each night. And when I tell you it's a lot of kids in it, they usually have probably 55 to 60 kids each night.
Wow.
We'll have them lined up and have numbers on their chest, lined up down the arena panel, and we'll run them in the bucking chutes, and they'll ride, and next kid will step up. And when I say it's a big event for them, they actually, all the kids get like medals to hang around their neck, and then I think the top first place, second place get trophies.
Okay.
So it's a really good thing.
That's awesome. It's a very popular event, it sounds like.
Yes, sir.
Now, the mutton busting, 7:15. Rodeo starts at 8. So if you got kids, get there early. Now, this is not this coming weekend, but the following weekend on Friday and Saturday is where you're going to find this rodeo. Of course, you're going to have other activities for kids. I know y'all have great food. That's one thing.
We do. There's a lot of food vendors out there.
And a lot of great sponsors. You must have a list of 25, 30 sponsors. A lot of people are supporting this thing in order to help the Havana Volunteer Fire Department.
Yes, sir, we do. We have a lot of good sponsors that are on there with us every year, that stay on board with us every year.
Now, tell us where exactly you're going to do this.
So, and if you will get on Highway 69 South and drive through town, through Moundville, and when you get on 69, you're where it's called the Havana Junction. There's a little store right there, and 69 splits and goes to the left. You take an immediate left, and it's right there out in the middle of a hayfield. You can't miss it. There's a huge American flag hanging over the arena by a big crane.
Presented by Double Creek Rodeo, a Southeastern Pro Rodeo Association event, and that's key. I mean, this thing is sanctioned and authorized.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so we invite everybody and their families to head out. And again, you're supporting this volunteer fire department, so it's a great cause. Do people come in from all over to participate in this thing?
They do. We have contestants from all over the Southeast and even outside the Southeast. We always have a great show on them, and these cowboys and cowgirls come from all over the place and to support the rodeo. And
now, you can
cowgirls
get a discount on advance tickets. How do we get advance tickets, Matt?
Well, if you actually get advance tickets, you go online. It's ticketleap.com is where you go to. And when you get there, you go to the search bar and type in Double Creek Rodeo Company, and it'll pop up where you can buy advance tickets for the rodeo.
So that's ticketleap.com, and then the search bar put
Double Creek Rodeo Company.
Double Creek Rodeo. There you go, and it'll pop up and you get advance tickets. Or, of course, you can get them there if you want to.
Yes, sir. You can pay at the gate.
Pay at the gate. So if you got kids and you want to do this mutton busting thing, it sounds like they will love it. Make a memory right there, 7:15, and then 8 o'clock the rodeo starts. And again, that is the 17th and 18th of May, not this weekend, but next weekend. Right?
This weekend.
Oh, it's this weekend. It's this weekend.
Wait, did I get that wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this weekend. We're already at May 15th.
Yeah, this is May, yes, sir. Well, this weekend.
You forgot what day it was.
I was not here yesterday and lost track of time.
Yeah.
So forget what I just said. Edit that out, Audio Bob.
It's this weekend.
This Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So you better hurry and get those tickets.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd have gone out there next weekend and
nobody would have been there. You know?
Yeah, it would just been an empty field.
You know the attorney that we talk about on the show, Stephen Mesrano. Mm-hmm. Did you know? Not only does he have a farm or ranch, whatever you want to call it, but he ropes bulls.
Yeah, he's done the rodeo thing a few times.
I think I've heard somebody mention that.
Yeah,
him, I believe.
Yeah.
And then if he gets hurt, he sues himself. It's weird.
Right? Who are you going to sue in a case like that?
But I'm going to text him and say you need to come to this because
he likes it,
and his kids love the rodeo. So
yes, sir.
We'll see if we can get him down there for that.
It's a real rodeo. Love it.
Right. How long have you done this, Matt?
I've probably been with Mr. Billy Hudson and Angela Hudson, the Double Creek Rodeo Company, helping them for 15 or 16 years
yeah,
at least.
I thought so.
You know, before he ever had Double Creek Rodeo Company, we used to travel together. We rode bulls together back. I rode bulls for 8 years. I think Mr. Billy Hudson rode a little bit longer than that. But back in the day, we used to hit up a bunch of rodeos all over the Southeast. And
do you find after bull riding for 8 years, does that damage your testicles?
I would think it does, Come on.
Not really. It depends. Now, you can take some shots. You're getting jerked around. But when you say damage your testicles,
ouch.
You're probably looking at some boys have gotten stepped on there before when they hit the ground. Fortunately enough, I was blessed not for that there. I did have one close call, though.
What happened?
So I forget the town I was at, but I was riding a bull, and I got to about 6 seconds and got bucked off, and I fell off underneath him, which is where the worst place you would want to be. And I was trying to get up, and I went back down. He kicked me in the back of the head, and I went back down, and he stepped. When I actually hit the ground first, he stepped on my chaps right on the inside of my thigh. So it was a very close call. And I said,
brother.
well, I ain't worried about my chaps. I said, that was too close for comfort right there.
Man.
So, you definitely don't want that to happen.
He'd have been talking like this
I was
forever.
going to say his voice is deep enough that he must not have been. Now, do Cowboys wear cups?
No, sir.
Maybe they should.
I mean, they might. Some of them might, but I know I never did.
But nobody does. Wow.
To refer to this, obviously you've probably watched the movie 8 Seconds about Lane Frost.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember in there, and there's that part towards the beginning, he gets stepped on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
It can happen and does happen.
Oh, man, that would be awful.
Well, you're lucky after this many years that nothing more serious than that has occurred.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think I got knocked out one time and was blacked out for about 5 hours.
You got knocked out? Was it hitting the ground or getting kicked in the head?
Hitting the ground. We was at an indoor rodeo, and the ground was about as hard as a concrete floor.
Oh, man.
And I was sore in my abs, and I couldn't figure out why. And I went back to the photographer and looked at the pictures. So I was coming off the bull, and when I was coming off, he kicked his both feet out and kicked me in my abs. And it shot me to the ground with a lot of force. And you know how you land on your shoulder and then your head hits?
Yeah.
As soon as I hit, bam, I was out. And I think I was out for a minute or so. And I got back up, and they said I looked like a ghost the rest of the night. But I never
You had that Joe Biden look on your face.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could refer to somebody else. But yeah.
That dazed look, yeah. Wow.
How long were you out, though?
A minute?
Well, I mean, I was out cold a complete minute and got back up. But you don't, when that happens, it was a grade 3 concussion, which is the worst there is. I mean, as bad as it gets, you're there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
So when I say you blacked out, it's like my eyes wasn't open. You didn't know what was going on. You're talking and everything,
Right.
but
Now, when will you fully recover from that?
be honest, I don't know if I have fully recovered. It might be some people.
Just kidding.
Oh, no, it's perfectly fine. But like 5 hours later, it's like I opened my eyes and I was like, where am I?
Dang.
And we was in the Waffle House eating, at the rodeo. So that's how it is when you get a concussion that bad. That's how it
You
is.
opened your eyes and you were in the Waffle House. You probably thought, I've died and gone to heaven.
Yeah.
And they got a Waffle House. That's what I
Waffle
think.
House.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
But that's the life of a cowboy right there.
That is. I mean, hey, if you're not tough, you can't be a cowboy.
No,
That's
this ain't for sissies, is it?
It's not.
Now,
Not at all.
are there? There's got to be girls that do this.
Well, cowgirls.
Oh, yeah. You got your 2 events. You got your barrel racers, which has been around forever. And then you got your breakaway ropers.
Okay.
And, for people that don't know how breakaway roping works, so your calf ropers are your guys. They actually rope the calf, jump off the horse, and they tie them up. The 3 legs tie them up. And then they got to hold, it's got to hold for, I think it's 6 seconds. And then they get back on the horse. Now, the breakaway ropers, they stay on their horse. So when they actually ropes the calf, it breaks away from the saddle. And then the judge drops the flag and the time stops.
I see. Did you know bulls are colorblind? And the reason I say that is, now I read it on the internet, so, but you know how the old thing is, you do the red.
The red.
What do you call that?
That sheet or
like when
red.
they're out there fighting the bull.
Yeah. And the bull charges.
Right.
We always thought it's because it sees red, but bulls are colorblind. I heard.
They possibly might be.
You wouldn't want to wear that shirt, though, in case I'm wrong. You're wearing a red shirt.
Well, this is one of our colors we wear at our Nassau rodeo. And I work the outgate where all the stock comes out of the arena. And I have been hooked many a times.
Do they charge you?
Well, they can charge. That's why you got to be, paying attention, all the way around you.
Yeah.
Because it can and will happen.
Wow.
Our guest is Cowboy Matt Coleman, and we're talking about the Stuart Havana Volunteer Fire Department Rodeo, which is going to be this Friday and Saturday, and it sounds like a great time for family to come out. Now, we have a 4-pack of tickets to the rodeo that we'd like to give somebody right now.
That's right.
4-pack of tickets where you could go and take the kids or whatever you want to do. 205-339-4953. You want to get on the line to win. 205-339-4953 for a 4-pack. Let's take this one and see who it is.
Well, hello, 95.3 The Bear. Who's this?
Cynthia.
Cynthia, you want to go to the rodeo?
I do.
Cynthia, is there anything sexier than a cowboy roping a bull?
Nuh-uh. That's hot.
That is hot.
Say hi to my friend Cowboy Matt.
Hey, Cowboy Matt.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm great, and you?
I'm doing good. Just getting prepared for this rodeo.
He's still a little dazed from getting kicked in the head and from falling off a few times, but that's all right. He's hanging in there.
And I knew it was Cowboy Matt as soon as he walked in because he's got on that big cowboy hat and chaps and nothing else.
Oh, wow.
Cynthia said, oh, wow. Cynthia said, oh, wow. Hang on. We'll get you hooked up, and we'll see you at the rodeo, my dear. More tickets to give away as we head through this week.
That's right.
Matt, it's always fun hanging with you.
Yes, it's always a great time to come by and hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, we look forward to it. We've been doing it for a while. Don't miss this rodeo. Help out the fire department. We'll have full details up on the 95.3 Bear website, too.
Yeah,
an article.
yeah.
So.
The rodeo this weekend. It's just a great time for the families. Enjoy it.
And they sell cups down at Academy Sports, if you want. We are out of minutes. John Garrett gets you through the midday workday, all request hour from noon to 1.
That's right. So enjoy that. And we dedicate the show to our law enforcement, men and women of law enforcement. Appreciate you guys, as well as our EMT rescue folks and our firefighters and our medical community nurses and doctors.
We honor the U.S. military each and every day on the Stephen D.C. Show. Appreciate all you do for us. And thank you, truck drivers, for making us number one in the morning. God bless you.
And thank you, Cowboys.
And thank you, Cowboy Matt.
That's right. Have a great hump day. Jesus is Lord. See y'all.
Rickin'.
Rickham.
The Steve and DC Show has left the building.